Oliver Money-Kyrle, you are the Assistant General Secretary of the International Federation of Journalists. Now, journalism has long been a dangerous game, so to speak. People do get wounded, people get killed. Apparently the situation is very bad in Turkey at the moment. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, since the beginning of June, the last elections, the journalism in Turkey has witnessed a very intense period of oppression where the government has pulled out all stops possible to control and intimidate and quieten and muzzle journalists in the build-up to the election, to the second elections that took place on Sunday.
Why do you think this is? I mean, Turkey has the sort of reputation, first of all, being a secular country, secondly, being liberal, and thirdly, wanting to join the EU. Why would Erdogan be creating such problems for journalists, do you think?
All governments want to control the media. All governments want to control the media message. I think what's happened here, over the period of a decade, the AKP government put in place the structures to control the mainstream corporate media through a combination of devices, whether that's offering bribes through government contracts or whether that's intimidating or prosecuting a whole series of journalists over the past decade. So the climate's been put in place to make it very hard for journalists to operate. Why would he do it? It's about control and maintaining power. Why things have been so difficult these last 3 months is because the government has been in panic. It's had a completely hysterical reaction in an attempt to reclaim its power and to make sure that it won enough votes, as it managed to do this Sunday. And part of that process was controlling and intimidating media.
What can we do, apart from events such as today and obviously highlighting the situation? What can journalists internationally do to change the situation, do you think?
Well, in our role at the RFJ, we work very closely with the journalists on the ground. We have our affiliate there, which is the Journalists Union of Turkey. They are doing an extraordinary effort at both recruiting and supporting the journalists who are being prosecuted, journalists who are being sacked, journalists who are unable to operate, journalists who are trying to survive on 200 or 300 euros a month. It's very hard to be a hero when your monthly wage packet is 300 euros a month. Most importantly, what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a sense of solidarity amongst a very diverse and disparate group of journalists that work for a whole series of very divided, politicised media. And what they're trying to emphasise is that if journalists are to save themselves as their profession, they have to cooperate, they have to work together regardless of their political differences, and recognise that they represent one profession, one set of principles.
Finally then, do you feel there is hope for this situation to be improved?
The situation is very, very serious, and I think the next few months we will see what sort of measures the AKP, which has now a very long and distinguished history of oppression against journalists, how they will react in the post-election environment. The positives are that the journalists in Turkey have an incredible passion for their profession. They have a history of fighting for their rights. It's part of their culture, which we've seen over the last 70 or 80 years. They've been through difficult periods before, and also they have an organisation which can lead and can protect them, and that's what they need to rally around.